Well, hello there, all my thread-heady McBangersteins. Yeah, I don't really know what that means either. Anyway, so the most requested costume by far this year has been Slender Man. And when I saw this show up in the comment feed, I was like, what the hell is Slender Man? So I Googled it, and I found out it was a game. So I probably should play it first before I try to make the costume, right? I've never played it. I've heard it's a little scary. Let's try to play it. Alright, what am I supposed to do? Collect pages. I don't see any pages. I feel like I'm just walking in circles. I probably am, huh? Just want that. That was scary. Wait, what's that? How to make a Slender Man costume. Let's start with the mask, shall we? There's a bunch of options for this, depending on what you're going for. You could totally get one of those full white bodysuit things and wear a suit over it, but they can be a little pricey. I looked into these fireproof mask things worn by firefighters, but they're also pricey and still require some DIY-ness. Or you could just wear pantyhose over your head, but that just makes you look kinda stupid. So I came up with a way to make a mask that I think works pretty well. If you don't like it, you can just go collect some pages or something. First, get yourself a blank white mask, some white super stretchy fabric, and a low temp glue gun. The first thing we're gonna do is cover the front of the mask with the fabric. Start at the inside of the forehead and slowly work your way around until you have the whole front covered. Stretch the fabric a bit as you glue and make sure to keep all the areas smooth. Be careful not to melt the mask as you're gluing. Also, try not to burn yourself. It's a low temp glue gun, so you shouldn't have too much of a problem with it. And if you do repeatedly burn yourself, you shouldn't be using a glue gun, and you'll probably fail at everything in life. After all the fabric was on, I decided to cut out a little curve in the chin area to make it more comfortable to wear, which I should have done before adding the fabric. Idiot. But it was no biggie, I just stretched and glued the fabric over after cutting, and it was all good. Now use the mask as a rough guide for tracing out a back piece. You want it to be pretty big to ensure a good fit. I would say at least 3 inches out from the mask should be good, and extend the outline downward past the chin at least 5 inches. It depends on how big your head is. Mine's pretty big and I have a lot of hair, so yeah. Then, starting at the inside of the forehead again, you're going to glue this piece of fabric to the inside edge of the mask. This is going to be the back part of the mask. No need to really stretch as you go, just get it to go where it needs to. Glue all the way to the chin until it looks like this. I cut a slit in the back of the fabric, but that's not necessary. If you would like to see a little better throughout the night, you may want to cut some teeny tiny slits in the eyes. Smaller than you think. They're going to become bigger as soon as you cut them because the fabric is stretched. Next, I cut a rectangular piece of my white fabric and hot glued it into a tube. This will be a neck piece, almost like a dicky of turtlenecks. Now just cut one leg off of a pair of white opaque pantyhose. All I could find was off-white, but it'll still work. Now go try your mask on. Start with the actual mask part, then the dicky, then the pantyhose. Visibility is pretty low, but not obsolete, and you're probably not going to be able to eat or drink anything the whole night without breaking character. But whatevs! Another option is to glue or sew 2 pieces of fabric together that are roughly this shape. Make the neck hole a little wider though. I did many trial runs of this mask situation and ran out of white stretchy fabric to show you the best shape. You could wear this with the white plastic mask or without. I like the shape the mask gives, but it's up to you. I also don't really like the seam going through the middle of your head. For the long sleeve black blazer, I got a blazer at Goodwill. It was on sale for 20 bucks, and I looked all over for a black blazer. This was definitely the cheapest option. First, cut the buttons off the sleeve and measure the cuff. Add an inch to that measurement for seam allowance. Cut a rectangle of black cotton fabric that's that measurement by the length you want it to be. Glue the piece of fabric around the cuff starting at the inside seam, going all the way around and overlapping the end when you reach the beginning of where you started. You could glue this fabric to the inside of the cuff if that's what you want to do, but this is what I wanted to do, so just deal with it. Now you're going to glue that side seam closed starting at the top where you glued it to the cuff and stopping where the actual cuff of the jacket ends. Leave a gap for a hand escape hole and continue gluing until you reach the end. That hand escape hole is going to come in handy when you actually need to use your hands for something. Then repeat for the other arm. Next, just put all the elements together: mask, white button-down shirt, black slacks, black tie, and jacket, and you have yourself one of the scariest costumes of the year. Well, besides Honey Boo Boo, of course. Things I probably wouldn't do while wearing this costume include driving a car, going to the bank, or taking an eye exam. Things I would do: scare the ever-living crap out of all your friends and family. Well, maybe not the ones with heart conditions. Make sure to subscribe for more awesome costume tutorials, and leave a comment below telling me how awesome you think I am.